Whether you call it belching, flatulence or wind, gas is something that every human produces at approximately 0.6 to 1.8 litres per day of it. How it leaves the body depends on the gas itself along with the part of the body it is produced in. There are 5 main gases to consider, and these come from 2 sources, exogenously from swallowed air and endogenously through colonic bacteria. Nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide are involved in burping, and hydrogen and methane are the 2 primary gases that contribute to flatulence. Firstly, let us consider what exactly occurs during burping. Burping is the process whereby the stomach distends or expands to expel excess amounts of swallowed air. This air mainly consists of nitrogen and oxygen, making up nearly 100% of the air we breathe, and can be swallowed voluntarily or involuntarily during aerophagia. Aerophagia is where air is sucked into the esophagus and rapidly expelled. Many things can cause aerophagia, such as talking and eating at the same time, chewing gum, sucking on hard candies, drinking through a straw, smoking, breathing through your nose, anxiety, and eating too quickly. The other gas that plays a role in burping is carbon dioxide, and there are 2 main ways that this can be introduced into the body. The first one is through carbonated beverages, and the second is when stomach acid reacts with the bicarbonate ions in bile and pancreatic juices to produce carbon dioxide. However, this only makes up a small proportion of burping. The large majority is caused by swallowed atmospheric nitrogen and oxygen. Next, let's talk about flatulence. This occurs when gas in or from the stomach or intestines, called flatus, is brought to the rectum and pressurized by muscles in the intestines. Then, powerful contractions of the bowel wall force this gas through the narrow anus, occasionally causing a distinctive sound. Flatus also largely consists of nitrogen and oxygen, though it also contains hydrogen and methane, which are produced from bacterial fermentation of carbohydrates in the gut. Some foods are more prone to cause flatulence, including those high in starch, sugar or fibre. There are 3 main sugars, or carbohydrates, that contribute to fermentation by gut microflora contained within the large intestinal epithelial cells. These are raffinose, lactose and fructans. Raffinose is found in beans, cabbage and whole grains, hence the common saying, and lactose in milk and dairy products. Some people, particularly ethnic minorities and older people, contain low levels of the enzyme lactase, which is responsible for the hydrolysis of the disaccharide lactose into its constituents glucose and galactose. This results in increased gas. The third sugar source is fructans, consisting of the monosaccharide fructose, which is found in onions, garlic and artichokes. The reason why this particular sugar causes gas is that it cannot be digested in the small intestine, thus left to ferment in the colon. Apart from sugars, dietary fibre is also fermented in the gut, and there are 3 main types: soluble fibre, resistant starches and insoluble fibre. Soluble fibre is fermented by gut microbiota in the large intestine to produce short-chain fatty acids, hydrogen and methane, and examples include beta-glucans found in oats, barley and mushrooms, and inulin from onions. Resistant starches, which make up the majority of dietary fibre, found in legumes and bananas, are soluble fibres that resist digestion in the small intestine and are fermented in the colon, acting as a prebiotic for the gut microflora. Finally, as the name suggests, insoluble fibre is inert to digestive enzymes in the upper GI tract and reaches the large intestine relatively intact, where it triggers mucus secretion to provide bulking, but isn't digested. Examples of insoluble fibre are wheat bran, cellulose, present in cell walls, skins, peels and lignin. This all occurs in the right side of the large intestine, in the cecum and ascending colon, which acts as a fermenter. Also, a key thing to remember is that most of these gases are absorbed into the bloodstream and excreted in the breath, and only small amounts are passed as flatus. Flatus can be smelly due to 3 main chemicals. These are indoles from broccoli and leafy greens, scatols derived from the amino acid tryptophan found in seeds, nuts, cheese and meat, and hydrogen sulfide produced by bacterial fermentation in the colon. Hydrogen sulfide is also what causes that characteristic eggy smell. Hydrogen sulfide production may also be caused by fatty foods, as they slow down digestion, causing prolonged fermentation, while also containing large amounts of the sulfur-containing amino acid methionine.